The world is changing faster than ever. Technology, culture, and business evolve overnight. But one thing never changes: the need for strong, adaptable leadership. In Leadershift, the 11 essential changes every leader must embrace, John C. Maxwell shows that great leaders aren't the ones who resist change. They're the ones who transform through it. Maxwell, one of the most respected voices in leadership, argues that yesterday's skills and mindsets won't solve today's problems. To stay relevant, leaders must learn to leadershift, to move from old ways of thinking to new ones, without losing their integrity or vision. The most effective leaders aren't static, they're dynamic learners who keep evolving as the world does. The first lesson from Leadershift is to move from soloist to conductor. Early in our careers, success often depends on personal performance, doing great work ourselves. But as leaders, success depends on helping others perform. Maxwell calls this the shift from soloist to conductor. A conductor doesn't play every instrument, they bring harmony from the whole orchestra. Leadership means moving from individual achievement to collective success. The second lesson is the shift from goals to growth. Many people chase goal-specific outcomes or milestones, but Maxwell reminds us that growth is what makes those goals possible. Goals have an end point. Growth is infinite. Leaders who focus on growth develop adaptability, creativity, and resilience. They become better prepared for challenges because they never stop learning. Growth-based leadership is about becoming better every day, not just hitting targets. The third lesson is the shift from perks to purpose. As leaders rise, it's easy to focus on privileges, the corner office, the title, the recognition. But Maxwell insists that true fulfillment comes from purpose, from using influence to serve others. Great leaders don't ask, "What can I get?" but "What can I give?" Purpose-centered leadership fuels longevity, loyalty, and meaning. It transforms organizations from profit machines into communities with shared vision. The fourth lesson is the shift from maintaining to creating. Leadership is not about preserving the past, it's about designing the future. Many leaders fall into the trap of maintenance, protecting what already exists instead of innovating. Maxwell encourages leaders to embrace creativity and risk-taking. The best leaders are architects, not caretakers. They challenge the status quo, adapt fast, and keep their teams curious. The fifth lesson is the shift from ladder climbing to ladder building. Most people think success is about climbing the ladder, advancing your own career. But true leaders build ladders for others. They mentor, develop, and create opportunities. Maxwell teaches that legacy comes not from how high you go, but from how many people you lift along the way. Great leaders multiply, not just achieve. The sixth lesson is the shift from directing to connecting. Leadership used to be about command and control. But in today's world, influence is built through connection. People don't follow titles, they follow trust. Maxwell emphasizes emotional intelligence, listening, empathy, and authenticity as essential leadership skills. Connection turns compliance into commitment and transforms followers into partners. The seventh lesson is the shift from position to permission. Leadership isn't a job title, it's a relationship. Maxwell describes 5 levels of leadership, where the lowest is position, and higher levels are built on trust, performance, and respect. A leader who relies only on position has authority but no influence. A leader with permission earns loyalty because people follow them willingly. Real leadership is invited, not imposed. The 8th lesson is the shift from controlling to empowering. Fear-based leadership tries to control every decision. But trust-based leadership empowers others to act. Maxwell teaches that the best leaders don't create dependence, they create independence. Empowerment doesn't mean letting go of accountability. It means giving people confidence and ownership. The more you trust others, the stronger your team becomes. The 9th lesson is the shift from career to calling. Many people see leadership as a career path, a way to earn status and income. But Maxwell argues that calling gives leadership meaning beyond success. A career may end at retirement, but a calling continues for life. When you lead from calling, your work becomes service, your effort becomes impact, and your legacy becomes eternal. The 10th lesson is the shift from competition to collaboration. In old school leadership, success was about winning, beating rivals, protecting territory, proving superiority. But in the modern world, progress happens through partnership. Maxwell reminds us that no one wins alone. Collaboration expands perspective, fosters creativity, and drives innovation. True leaders don't hoard success, they share it. The 11th and final lesson is the shift from me to we. This is the ultimate transformation from self-centered ambition to collective vision. Maxwell calls this the essence of leadership maturity. When you move from me to we, you stop asking, "How can I win?" and start asking, "How can we win together?" The greatest leaders build communities, not empires. They understand that leadership is not about being the best in the team. It's about bringing out the best of the team. Maxwell also reminds us that every leadership requires humility, the willingness to admit you don't know everything. The world doesn't stop changing, and neither can leaders. Ego resists change, wisdom embraces it. Adaptability is the new stability. He also emphasizes timing. Shifting too late can be fatal. Shifting too early can cause confusion. Great leaders sense when the moment is right. They balance urgency with patience and boldness with care. Timing, he says, is the difference between a move and a masterstroke. So how do we apply Leadershift today? First, stay teachable. Never assume experience equals expertise. Second, focus on growth, not comfort. Third, serve others' leadership is about significance, not status. Fourth, empower rather than control. Fifth, cultivate curiosity. Ask questions before giving answers. Sixth, embrace collaboration. No one achieves greatness alone. And finally, keep shifting. Evolve your mindset before the world forces you to. Modern relevance couldn't be clearer. In a fast-paced, unpredictable era, rigid leaders become irrelevant. The ones who thrive are flexible, values-driven, and humble enough to keep learning. Maxwell shows that leadership is not about knowing all the answers, but about asking better questions and adjusting with integrity. Perhaps the most powerful message from Leadershift is that leadership isn't a destination, it's a journey of continual reinvention. Great leaders grow, change, and transform not once, but constantly. The world doesn't slow down for us. We must learn to move with it. The big takeaway from Leadershift is this: change is inevitable, but growth is intentional. The difference between staying relevant and becoming obsolete lies in your willingness to evolve. Leadership isn't about holding on, it's about letting go, learning again, and moving forward. That was Leadershift by John C. Maxwell, broken down into its most powerful lessons in under 10 minutes. Which shift resonates most with you, moving from goals to growth, or from controlling to empowering? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this summary, make sure to like this video, subscribe to 10-Minute Books, and ring the bell so you never miss our weekly breakdowns of life-changing books. Thanks for watching, and remember, great leaders don't just manage change, they lead it.